GG.
Hi everyone, this is Chris from the Gallus Geeks, and welcome to a special video update on The Long Dark. If you've been following my live streams, you'll know that I've recently gotten into Canadian Wilderness Survival Simulator, The Long Dark from Hinterland Games. And quite pleasantly, a new update, the December update dropped today, which I'm just briefly going to cover. So just checking out the changelog here, they've added a new region, Forlorn Muskeg. And I've actually just started a new sandbox just to show you this. I'll just point myself outside. Might not spend too long doing the changelog, as you can see my condition is dropping rapidly in the bottom left. The big thing about this update is the enhanced clothing system. This is actually, the update is called Resolute Outfitter, and they've done quite a lot to improve and make more detail in the clothing system, which we'll be going into in a bit more detail. There's a new affliction, Frostbite, which introduces permanent caps to your condition if you develop it in any of your limbs, major parts of your body, etc., which will be added fun, I'm sure, with a capital F, Dwarf Fortress fun. A couple of crash fixes. There's some retuning of some sprinting cooldown, hypothermia stuff. Just more kind of tweaks to balance the game, which is quite cool. The UI has been tweaked to help with the outfit management. There's now a paper doll interface, which I've not quite found yet, but I'm sure we'll discover as we power through this. Let's see what else. Some minor changes to the UI, and a number of bug fixes. Alright, so before I completely succumb to the cold, I'm just going to have a quick look outside this. I'm actually inside a boxcar right now. So this is Forlorn Muskeg. It's a large, open, swamp-like area. Let me pick up that branch. It's pretty desolate, and I reckon it's going to be very easy to get lost around here. It actually links to the starting area, Mystery Lake, which I've been kind of pootling around if you've been watching my other Let's Play videos. And this is actually linked to via that broken train tunnel kind of near the Trapper's Homestead. Right, before I freeze to death, I'm actually going to start a little fire, I think. Just place it there, that seems like a good enough... Wait, can I place it inside? No, it's still forbidden me. Makes sense. Right, wood matches, newsprint. Ooh, let's see if there's anything better than reclaimed wood. Huh. Right, I'm making a huh noise because I found some lumps of coal, which I thought I'd be able to just kind of chuck in there, but apparently not. Interesting. Alright, let's just start a fire to keep ourselves warm for now, while I chat about the clothing system. I'm going to be honest, I actually did start a sandbox mode just for myself, because I've been away on business, and when I came back, I kind of just wanted to get into the game. So I feel like I've sort of betrayed you, viewers, because it's such a wonderful game. I'm being selfish and not sharing it with you, but at the same time, it is so wonderful that you just want to kind of get into it. Right, quickly. Oh, I could chuck some coal on. Damn, reclaimed wood. Minutes before coal can be added. Interesting. Right, we'll just build up that fire for a bit. Let's have a little look at the clothing system. So, you can see here that they've improved some of the, in fact all of the icons for the clothing. So it kind of fits in more with the actual representations of everything in game. So first glance, it's still kind of the same old clothing system. You notice that there's a few more stats there on the right. So obviously you've still got the temperature boost and the wind chill reduction. There's also quality and weight. There is also now wetness and freezing. So in certain conditions, your clothes will become wet. And if they're wet, obviously you'll get chilled faster, the clothes weigh more, and generally it'll slow you down. If you continue to wear wet clothing and you're not inside or beside a fire to dry them out, if you continue to wear wet clothing... Ooh, fire barrel. Wait, why? I started a fire there, there's a feckin' fireball right there. My power of observation never ceases to amaze me. Yes, if you continue to wear wet clothing while out in the frozen wilderness, it will freeze to you and reduce this little sprint meter up there. And as I mentioned earlier, there's a new Frostbite Mechanic, which is separate to the hypothermia mechanic. That's still in there, so you need to be aware of that. The Frostbite Mechanic, as I mentioned, actually puts a permanent cap, so it's permanent damage. If you get frostbite, if you accumulate enough frostbite in your limbs, you'll get a permanent reduction in your condition, obviously making it much, much harder to survive. So here is the new paper doll, which I've not actually seen yet. You'll also notice that there's a couple of slots for most body parts, and this allows you to layer different types. So I mean, I'm wearing a scarf and a hat there, but I could also just as easily be wearing two hats, which will be interesting to see. It's underwear, and here we go. So let's put that on for the 0.8 bonus. It's just a wind cheater really, but better than nothing. Can we add coal yet? Yes. And it'll last a fair while. Now I don't know if coal is a new resource that they've added, because I've certainly not seen any while I was in Mystery Lake. But it seems to be fairly abundant here, and I don't know if that's just the Forlorn Muskeg area. You can see it's nighttime here, so I'll probably try and stoke up the fire so that it lasts for a while after we get into darkness, because I think what's killed me before when I've tried to survive outdoors is I freeze to death because I've not set a fire that will last long enough to keep me warm, or I'm not wearing enough clothes to keep me warm. Bit frustrating. But anyway, I've already kind of raided this Boxcar. This is actually called the Poachers Den, I believe. So it's one of the landmarks that I've discovered. I started off in a cave with a couple of bits of coal and not much else. So this is listed as being suitable for advanced players. And I believe it. There's quite a lot of... it's a swampland, so there's a lot of ice around, but it's thin ice, and you can hear it cracking under. It's not like walking along Mystery Lake. You can actually hear it cracking underneath you almost constantly, which is terrifying. Can I add more coal just now? Yeah, it just seems the fire needs to be burning for a while, so... wow, look at that heat output jump. So from what I've read about this map in the update notes, it's another map that's bisected by the rail line. So it might be worth my while just following the rail. Oh, that's sinister music. Again, on my theory that railways link bits of civilization together, ergo I should be alright. Well, I think that's what triggered the scary music. It's now dark. Should probably tend to my survival. I'll actually melt some water. Ooh, I can heat up my new Pinnacle Peaches. I'll do that shortly. Just get us some water first. Feels like 40 degrees Celsius. It is in fact too warm now. I don't know about you, but that has some creepy ass music and it's really disconcerting me. pick up these peaches. I'm gonna have to smash the can open because I have no hatchet, no knife, no can opener. So I'm gonna lose some of this. Lost a quarter of it. Meh. Right. Let's have a go at those peaches. I did note in the changelog that they've tweaked some of the cooling down mechanics so that there's, you know, when you heat up tea or heat up cans like that, they lose heat slower. So that's quite good. What if we can actually read by this light? Wilderness Kitchen. Let's try reading for 1 hour. I can in fact read by that light. Nice. Still plenty of time in that. So I'm not really that tired yet. It's well worth checking out the notes for this release because Hinterland expand a bit more on what they're doing with story mode. It really sounds like they're chucking a lot of resources onto the story mode, and that's still their main focus. But they're well aware that, you know, people enjoy the sandbox mode. It's a different kind of challenge, so they're trying to string people along on that as well. I say string people along. That's it sounds like they're leading us on. They're trying to keep people entertained in the sandbox mode, and they're feeding a lot of the mechanics that they're developing in here into the story mode, which is quite cool. It's, again, it's worth reading yourself because it's a very heartfelt statement by the Hinterland Fork, and you really get the sense that they absolutely do just really truly care about this game. Look at that. I'm now at 45 degrees. It's uncomfortably hot now. 8 hours of darkness left. Let's maybe read another chapter of this. Maybe then after that, hit the sack. I'm still not that tired, to be honest. I've probably used up all of the coal on the map already. Okay, how many hours of darkness? 6 hours of darkness. Jeez. On you go. I don't know if you can see, but there's still a few kind of lighting issues. I can see squares forming just behind the fire. So again, the game's nowhere near complete, but it's not a bad thing, and it's very playable as of right now. So if you haven't picked up The Long Dark, I do urge you to actually give it a try. Just like I said, the guys at Hinterland really do seem to truly care about making a really good game. And they seem to be focusing on the gameplay first and foremost, over and above everything else. And again, if you've watched my live streams, you'll know how much I enjoy the graphics and the style of The Long Dark. So it's certainly not at the expense of the look and feel of the game. I think I need to eat something as well, don't I? I will say this, there seems to be more of a lag after you've consumed something. Just there, as you wait for that to fade away. I'm not sure why that is. So I'm going to chuck the last bit of coal on. It's not last me a couple of hours. You know what, I'm just going to chuck on all the stuff that I've got to try and just minimise my chances of dying this evening as I sleep. Let's get this bedroll down. Maybe not, like, on the fire, but that looks good enough. Let's have a kip for about 4 hours. And we'll see what condition I'm in the morning. There we go. I'm not too chilly, I'm a bit thirsty, but it is 16 degrees and it looks like it's a bit misty, so let's get cracking. And let's explore a bit of Forlorn Muskeg. So this isn't going to be a particularly long video, I'm just going to have a little wander around, show you a bit of what's new, and kind of leave it up to you to actually go out and you know, pick up the game and have a wander around yourself. It's absolutely worth it. Now, everything that I've seen crows hovering over has been like a deer carcass, and I have no tools to harvest them, so if it's too far out my way, I'm not particularly keen to go and investigate it. Oh, you can also harvest these little scrub brushes now for sticks, but I'm not going to do that right now. Cattails, delicious cattails. Nothing. Yeah, and look at just that shade of red filtering through the early morning clouds. It's absolutely gorgeous, this game. Is that a thing? No, it's a railway sleeper. I mean, there's rocks and things, and obviously islands that would stick out of the swamp, but I don't know if there's anything worthwhile checking on them.
Feel numb.
And again, I don't want to risk crossing the thin ice, because obviously now that we can, it's not even just losing a bit of condition and some of your temperature, like it was before. I think you'll now get wet, and that will have consequences. Let's just keep following this railway line. Oh dear. Ice. Well, that's not too bad. But you can hear what I mean.
God damn, freezing.
Hypothermia, my old friend. On the plus side, cattails. As we all know, cattails are nutritious and delicious and multi-purpose. Just checking around for any huts or anything, but I'm beginning to doubt that there are any around here, or if there are, they're probably very few. So I think this is in the lore of the land they're creating here. This is probably just... Ooh, wait, a deer blind. This is probably just a transit area. Right, there's a hunting blind over there. Just gonna wait and see if there's anything moving. No, be good. I'm gonna try and island hop my way over there. Try and minimize my chance of getting dunked in the ice. There's also that thing over there that I'm not sure. It looks like it might be a hut or a rock. One or the other. The closer I get, the more I'm convinced that it's just a rock. It is just a rock, isn't it? Fooled again by rocks. Oh, more delicious tasty cattails. Right, I'm going to have to pick up some wood to burn though at some point. Oh, it's not a rock, it's a tree that's been uprooted. Interesting. Oh, and there's a fence over there. In fact, it's another derailed train, so we'll come back and investigate that once we've had a little look in this deer blind. Which is over there. Again, just the most desolate places in this game also give rise to some of the most fantastic scenery. This is actually a location called Low Blind. That's quite cool. Not somewhere I'd like to tough it out overnight. At least there's sticks nearby. Which will build a fire for like 5 minutes. Let's see. That is a skeleton. I am quite worried about that. Oh, it's just some newsprint and some more firewood. Ooh, a storm lantern. I like storm lanterns. Okay. And a candy bar. And I think that's everything. I'm genuinely really worried about that because, well, there's those over there are deer, so we're all right in that count, but yeah, why is there a skeleton here? It's just not necessary, guys. Alright, let's have a look at that train over there. And clanking, this suggests to me that I might be, no, not too overladen, that's fine. Right, I wonder if that train is actually on the main line or if it's on a spur. Because I didn't see the track curving at all. Gonna try and play it safe. Around this side. And we've got plenty of sticks, don't need to harvest that brush. Right, this is another derailment. Ah, I wonder if that is the path back to Mystery Lake. Which would be interesting if it was. Let's investigate the train from this end back. Scrap metal. Scrap metal. I did again notice in the changelog that they've one of the balancing tweaks is they've adjusted some of the spawns. Ooh, a hacksaw, which I've never had before in this game.
Come in handy.
They've adjusted a number of the spawns and they've hand placed some more items. So largely this has been to facilitate the clothing update, but I think it's also probably having an effect on. Can I actually get past this? There's no jump button. Oh, no, there we go. Alfred Hitchcock, damn you. Interestingly, I thought this might have been given a location name, but it's just another derailment. Is this the engine? No, it's just a flatbed. Also a very good point. I don't think I've ever seen any locomotives stranded, just the flatbeds. But yeah, in retrospect, I think this actually is part of the main train line that I was following. See if there's anything else around here. Backpack maybe, or just anything. Ooh, more stuff down here. Looks like more scrap metal, maybe some cloth. Just a lot more scrap metal. Let's see. I really do suspect that this is the connection to Mystery Lake. I also apologise if you can hear my washing machine in the background. I was just so keen to jump in and do this update video. Yeah, this has got to be the tunnel collapse, hasn't it? Ooh, there may be tools and such this way as well, actually. Ooh, I'm a bit hungry. Well, let's see what we can find here. I'm being hailed by my good friend Noobface. Which means that I'm probably going to go shortly, right after I establish whether or not this is in fact the tunnel collapse. And you know what? I actually think this isn't the tunnel collapse. I think this is the other end. Which means we are clear on the other side of the map, which is quite cool. 12 hours of daylight left. Let's just wander and see what we can find before we inevitably perish. Just to extend that, I'm going to have some candy. Or granola. Which people will tell you is as good as candy, but those people are liars. There is a definite lag that wasn't there before on this inventory screen. I don't know why it's been put in, if there is a reason for it, or if it's just a consequence of something else they've changed. It's just noticeable. It's not, you know, debilitating in any way. But you do know it's there. Let's have a wander this way. See what we can find. And that is my good friend Bertie B hailing me for more killing floor action. Which I've yet to stream on the Gallus schemes, actually. Largely because it's just friends playing. Let me just check what that message is. Could do the boring thing and just wander along the railway track back towards the other end. Transition to Mystery Lake, but where's the fun in that? It's the wilderness. You want to go and get lost. Discover new things. Experience new experiences. Is that a cave? Is that another skeleton? I swear to God if I have to fight a bear right now. Oh, why are there so many skeletons here? Alright, Hinterland, we get it. There's a reason why this is forlorn. I mean, I can't even, like, search them, can I? Pretty sure I tried. Not that there's really much that you could get from there, but... I think it's safe to say that this map has creeped me out quite thoroughly already. And I've only been playing it for like 20 minutes. Ooh, I think I see huts. All the way in the distance. You see just beside that, yeah, just right in the centre there. Gonna try making my way over there. We're all crossing this precariously thin ice. Oh God. Oh, duh. And that's what happens. Oh no. Oh no.
So cold. So...
On the plus side, I am perfectly demonstrating the new wetness system. Let's just have a look at that, shall we? Well, I'm developing Frostbite quite nicely in my right hand. These are beginning to freeze. And you can see there my sprint is being reduced by my slowly freezing clothes. I'm pretty sure we're about to witness the drowning animation. Might need to set a fire just to dry myself out. It's not how you set a fire. I'm panicking now. Let's do that. This looks good. Let's go. There's absolutely no way that I'm going to build my condition back up, is there?
On the fire.
Well, this is going to be a horribly embarrassing way to go, isn't it? No. Let's try that with accelerant. I didn't even bother looking at the percentage chance. Oh, there we go. Right, let's see if that actually helps improve my condition at all. I'll be perfectly honest, I'm not vastly hopeful, if I'm honest. Do I have anything else to eat? My shoes, perhaps? I have an MRE. Might as well scarf it down right now. I still have some left. Well, let's just build a fire and sleep for a couple of hours. See how that does. Camping. Bedroll. That'll do it. How long is that going to last for? 248. Let's have a crack at that. Well, that did help a little bit. Let's have a look and see how that's done for the clothes. They are actually drying out, which is quite good. And they are now just wet instead of frozen, so let's throw another shrimp in the barbie. Yeah, maybe another one. Just sleep for 3 hours? Oh wait, hang on, how many hours? Yeah, plenty of time. Because I'm pretty sure this is what Bear Grylls does. Actually, though, I've definitely seen him emerging from some snowy water hole somewhere, and then immediately stripping off and rubbing snow on himself. But that's just Bear Grylls. Is this weak ice? I'm sure we'll find out. Oh, you monkey. What about here? Nope, gonna have to go a long way around. Oh, well, at least now I know how to identify weak ice. Largely by walking on it. Yeah. My clothes actually completely dried. Nope, my socks are still wet. Oh, my socks are freezing. As are my shoes. Which, I don't think I would enjoy particularly much, if I'm perfectly honest with you. That looks like a thing in there. But right now I'm fixated on... So we're going to go and investigate the thing that might be around there, because it's on our way anyway. This is called adapting to your circumstances, boys and girls and other friends. This also looks like a perfect place to encounter the bear or whatever it is that's eating everything and everyone around here. Ooh. Does look like an interesting bit anyway. Ooh, a person with a rifle. I'll take that. Let's see. And it's got rounds. Huzzah. Alright, what else you got for me? Nothing, but there is some rifle ammo here. 5 rounds. Cool. Let's reload that. And let's continue navigating. Although there is like a better than even chance that I'll find my way back to the yes, it's right friggin' there, isn't it? Well, this has been the long way round. Let's try over here. Probably shouldn't be wandering around with the rifle out, but... Well, we're gonna die anyway, so we might as well cause some mayhem while we're doing it, yeah? What is that? It looks like a structure, but I think it's just fallen trees. Let's investigate. Yeah, it's just logs. It still looks like it's indicating or concealing something. Or not. Just too curious for my own good. Again, I really hope that you can't hear my washing machine beeping away in the background. Right, let's try and stay off the ice as much as we can. Despite the fact that we're now mountain goating it along this bit. Well, it's only -7 degrees.
I need to rest soon.
Oh, bad things. Bad things are bad. Well, there's some crows over there, so that's worth investigating, I think. I'm sure if it's a deer corpse, we could just use the rifle and blast bits off it. For food and funsies. There are many reasons why I shouldn't be a wilderness explorer. The fact that I just forged right on through that weak ice pit is probably a major one. Flare. Good for the wolves. Ooh, beef jerky. Mittens! I like mittens. You can string them together and write your name on the label. Oh no, I need to, where's the... Oh, hands. There we go. That'll do it. Onward! Oh wait, I've got other things I can load. There we go. Unfortunately, the mist has descended, so we can't see those things that I thought were huts that could still be huts.
Just lay down right here.
Oh, that's a deer carcass. Although I wonder if I can use the hacksaw. There's also a thing over there that looks like a storage hut. Can I carve some stuff off this? Yes! The hacksaw will save us. I'm not going to bother with the hide and guts. I'm quite thirsty here, so I might have a slug of water. onward to the thing that looks like a thing over there. I've got quite enough cattails, I think. Never thought I'd hear myself saying that. So paranoid. And rightly so, I would say. Ha. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Ah, no! Bad things happen. Do I not already... Ah! I drowned after falling through cracked ice. Oh well. So, hopefully you've got a bit of a flavour of some of the new changes that they've introduced in the December update. It's going to make survival a lot more challenging, I believe. Especially when you factor in the weather. I believe that snowstorms are going to make your clothing wet as well. So, it's going to be fine if you set up a base and you know your area that you're exploring. But now that you've got the Forlorn Muskeg to explore, if you've explored everything else to the point where you know everything, it's going to be great. You can see it's got quite a creepy vibe to it. Underneath all the kind of desolate beauty, there's all those skeletons. Why are there so many skeletons? It worries me greatly. But I'm looking forward to exploring more of it and to factoring in the new changes and the new strategies that we'll need to adapt into my normal gameplay. So, hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope it's been informative, and I do hope that you go. If you don't already have the Long Dark, do please go and pick it up from Steam or on Xbox. Hinterland are an indie studio. They need all the help they can get, and I really feel that they're pouring their heart and soul into this game. So definitely worth your while, and you'll be supporting a good bunch of folks as well. So that's it for this update video. So thanks again for listening in, and I've been Chris Manson for the Gallus Geeks, and I'll see you some other time. Cheerio, everyone. GG.